Over the last week, I have had so much fun trolling Taylor Swift fans. It has quite literally been the highlight of my life. I am buried in homework, so it gives me something fun to do when I want to step away and take a break. A few things that I have noticed about Taylor Swift fans, because if you criticize her, they will show up. One, we all know they are racist. Second, they are pick-me's, because one thing that they keep saying is, well, Taylor's got the ring, Taylor's got the man, Taylor's planning the wedding. In what universe has a man ever been the prize? I'm still trying to figure out. I'm waiting for a drummer to show up and go boom, boom. Like, this has got to be a joke. Never in my 4 decades of life have I ever witnessed a situation where a woman bragged about getting the man and she wound up in a happy, healthy relationship. Not only was the racism a reason why, because at one point I did like Taylor Swift. I even went to her last tour. But not only racism being the reason why I was like, I can't be a part of this fan base, but it's the pick-meism as far as why I cannot be a part of this fan base. That is not something that I represent in any way. The next thing they keep saying is, she's a billionaire, she's a billionaire. Well, first of all, I thought we hated billionaires because there's so much more that they could be doing with their money to help those in need, right? Also, yes, she's a billionaire because she is siphoning money from you. I have never seen an artist release 100,000 different versions of an album and her fan base be dumb enough to buy all of them. Say what you want about Beyonce. I downloaded her album one time, and that's it. And as far as her merch is concerned, the only merch I have from her is a t-shirt from the Renaissance tour. And y'all know I'm crazy about some Beyonce, but she cannot have all my money. With that being said, money cannot buy you self-esteem. Money cannot buy you class. Money cannot make you attractive. Not that that matters. I don't care how many surgeries you get. It cannot make you conventionally attractive. You're just going to look like yourself with a few nips and tucks here or there. And I'm not saying that she's ugly, but her fans keep bringing that up when we talk about how amazing Kayla Nicole looked in her video, and they'll always say, well, looks don't matter, and that's weirdo because you're basically saying she's ugly. And somebody said, well, maybe all these hate comments I'm getting from Swifties are bots. And you know, I don't think that's true. I think there are actually people in the world who are just that delusional, and I think that it's cult programming because they all quite literally say the same thing. Well, she got the man, she's planning a wedding, she got the ring, she's a billionaire. I'd rather be a billionaire than somebody who won an imaginary Halloween contest. I'd rather be this than that, and all of it just goes back to Taylor is a very insecure woman who has it all and yet still doesn't like herself very much. Which leads me to my next point of why I came to realize I couldn't be a part of the fan base. I am a bad bitch. Everything that I do is savage. I am currently going back to school, and I feel like I am about to go insane. There isn't a day that goes by that I am just like I'm gonna throw in the towel, but I'm also proud of myself for how far I've come. There was a point in time when I was very insecure and I was jealous of anyone and anything, and I hated myself, and I've come a long way to get to a point where I love myself inside and outside. And lastly, y'all keep bringing up these tweets. Listen, is Kayla Nicole perfect? Nope, but neither am I. If you would have saw some of the stupid shit I used to post on Facebook when I was younger, oh my gosh, I'm so glad I completely destroyed that page before, screenshots became a thing. But, if you want to talk about tweets, if you want to talk about digging up people's past, that's definitely not a road that you want to go down, but we can do that. I can make a video where we do that if you would like. And it's so funny with white people. Y'all will make tweets where y'all call people the N-word, hard R, and y'all say the most racist and vile things, and then y'all will come back and say, well, people can grow. People can change unless they're black, and then they must be held accountable for the rest of their lives. I do think that a majority of Taylor Swift fans need to grow up. I do think that a majority of her fans need to seek therapy, because I visited their pages and looked at their profile pictures. I've scanned through some of their content, and I say this with love as somebody who has been getting help for most of her life and loves her therapist and has probably paid for her therapist's grandchildren's college education, and who was currently on the perfect cocktail of meds. Y'all need help.